Well, today we're going to look at this Cord King. It's a model 2740, but most people would know it as a Cord King 60. They always used to call their models by the size of the saws on the circle saws. We have a 48, which is a 48-inch saw. This is a 60, which is the same size saw as we run on our slashers. It's a lot bigger machine. We want to have something that'll be able to cut most of the wood that we can cut with our slasher. Anyhow, we just got this Thursday. Today's Saturday. Kind of real new to us. Things we got to figure out, but kind of go over a little bit of what is different about it and how this one's built. First thing that you're going to see is the deck's a lot higher than our 48. And normally they have a 4-strand deck. This one I had another strand added to it because we have a lot of short pieces we'll cut off in the woods 4 or 5 foot long. And I want to be able to put them on, not have them fall through. So this is going to be where we put short wood 8-footers and under right here. It also is a dual deck. These 3 chains here run on a separate motor, and these 2 chains here run on another separate motor. So when you get your wood up here and one end's going in first and the other one's hanging out here, well, you can run one end of the deck or the other. Switch it out. I can't remember what they call it. It's a dual something. Anyhow, that we put on this. We had that added to it. When the wood goes into the trough, it's just like our other Cord King. It's got the same chain, feed chain that goes in, but what we did add to this one is a Grapple Assist, which comes up here and it runs on a cylinder. It can go back, grapple onto the log, and then pull it ahead, because a lot of times you get crooked wood or knot on there and it doesn't want to go in there, and you just fight it, or you have to have the tractor come along and push it in. So that's a nice add-on that Cord King's built. I do like it's got 65-gallon fuel tank instead of a 20. We was always putting fuel in it. They put 2 coolers on it for the hydraulics now. We ordered it with a cat engine. It's I believe it's 130 horse, turbocharged. It's non-deaf. This is the last year they're going to be able to have those. I think next year they're going to all Deutz, and they said the price is going to increase 10 grand because Deutz are that much more money. They put a 5-section gear pump on them, which is a lot, and I was worried about the other one. Never had a problem with it. They do have a support on this one so that not all the weight's hanging out. Seems to do the job. They build a lot of these. I think they told me they'd put out about 50 of these models a year, the Model 60s. And there's a saw, of course. It's a 60-inch saw. We added on this one a trapdoor. John, get a picture down there. It's in the splitter chamber. It opens up and it takes what we have is a lot of that ash you see us cutting in the woods. The bottom end of the tree will be rotten, or it'll have punk in it, and we don't want that in our load. So this is the ability to cut that off, and it'll fall right out, and then it'll be on this little conveyor, and it'll convey out here, and we'll get rid of it. We'll probably end up putting a box out here to get rid of that wood. So we used to have to cut it off, throw it out of there by hand, and that was a time-consuming deal. Wasn't very fun. This has got a new style of a splitting wedge. They call it a box wedge. This is a 16-piece. It moves up and down, and I know it's full of wood. That's one problem I don't know about right now. I think it's got to have the paint wore off, but the wood kind of piles up in there. But it doesn't jam up like our old one. When we want to switch this out, we got another one that's an 8-piece grate. We'll take that out, and we'll take the top part out, which we'll show you in a second how that works. Anyhow, it's about a 10-minute job. Switch it out, and then you can go to a outdoor wood burner size wood and cut that. They do build another grate that's a 28-piece grate for kindling, but you have to run a bigger, more tonnage splitter. This one also has a 58-ton splitting ram, where our other one was a 30, and so we almost doubled that. We'll show you a picture of that. All right, here's how all Cord Kings are adjusted. They've got this stopper up here, your wood comes into it, and it's set at 16 inches right now. I believe you can set this one all the way back to 24. Anyhow, that plate there the wood hits on, when the clamp comes down, clamps it, that backs up 1 inch so it doesn't bind the wood. Then when it cuts off, it goes down. The other thing that they did different, I don't know if you can see it, John. Right here, you'll see some teeth there that the wood sets on. That helps that clamp a lot better. And then it's got 2 clamps on the top instead of 1, so that holds the wood really well when it's being cut. The other thing we bought with this was trapdoors. It's these green doors here. When you're down to your last piece, these open up and you convey your piece out there so don't fall in the chamber, and it holds it until you're clamped, and then once you clamp it, you drop your trapdoors down, that lets it go on down. It comes down into this 24-foot conveyor, and then we added a tumbler to it. It's a 12-foot tumbler, and I think it's 1.5 inch spacing on the tumbler. We can set this at different heights. We've been playing with that. We've got it pinned right here, and we can raise this up so that the wood stays in the tumbler longer to get it cleaner. But we ran two 10-cord loads yesterday through it, and this is the kind of junk we're getting out of the wood. And they told me they had almost 1.5 buckets full of junk come out of there, and that's what I want to do. Is I want to get that stuff out of our loads. It should be a lot cleaner. And then it comes down out of the tumbler, comes down onto a 32-foot conveyor, which goes up to our truck. We thought it would be high enough, but we actually had to put some blocks underneath it to get it high enough to load our truck. Our 10-cord truck's pretty high. So, just trying to think what else. Oh, this one has air conditioning.
You're going to see it's got that air conditioning in the cab there.
Yeah, that's a nice unit, and I think we might want to put some of them in our chippers, because that just is self-contained. You just run 2 battery cables to it, heavy cables. Takes care of it all, runs itself. I'll get in the cab and show you a little bit what's in here. Gotta have a step ladder to get in it. Alright. So it's just like all Cord Kings, except for this one's nice. You don't have to go out the motor and start it no more. You can actually start it here, and it has all the controls here. And now you must have it shut right up. No, we'll start it up. Got a Murphy system on it. I haven't ran this thing, so. This is your typical joystick for Cord King. You got your saw, comes down, and then goes back up. And then this is your wood, moves your wood right here. These are for your trapdoors. Show you them come up to hold that last piece of wood. Let them down. This is for your live deck. I don't know which one. This one runs the first part. This runs the other part. And this is for your wedge. Just that. Not sure. This is splitter trap door right down here. I know when you open that up, that runs that conveyor out there. I know this runs a grapple, John. This little lever here.
Okay.
Yeah, you can see how it runs out there. Down. Grab hold of the wood and then you pull it towards you. This is a saw valve. This one's like to sit in there. I always wondered how safe they were, but we'll crank it up.
Yeah, it's all right. I did.
Now the saw breaks on it. Watch this. I thought that was nice.
That is real nice.
Yep. So I'll turn this off so we can hear. It has auto split where you pull this trigger. I think you turn it on like that. Has a trigger down here and you just pull that trigger and it automatically splits. It doesn't, you don't have to sit here and run it with your hand. So I think that's nice. Here's your air. I don't know nothing about all that.
Yeah.
So there's a lot more little trinkets on this than what but really not that many. So I'm not sure how they, this must be what, yeah, this here runs all the conveyors back there. You kick that in and let it run. So.
Yeah.
Anyhow, we gotta get a truck out here and get somebody who knows how to run it. Won't drop the wood into the splitter.
Yeah, we'll leave that for them Monday, eh? They can clean that up Monday.
Leave the trapdoors on. If you have any questions, comment in the comments and I'll try to answer a few of them. Don't know how much this thing weighs. I know they hauled it all on one load. They pulled that and had everything stacked out. All Cord King conveyors now are all sections. They're all bolted up. We had to bolt them all together. It took about 3.5 hours to assemble everything. They had this thing all folded up and on a truck bed and pulled the processor and that conveyor stacked on it. Had it all packaged up. And it is long. It's 96 feet from the front of the processor to the end of the 32-foot conveyor. And it is big.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know if John got a picture. You can see all the big wood over there. We're hoping to be able to process most of that. There's the smaller wood that we always used to do. And we got a lot of wood in the woods yet to do, but we got a lot of orders. We just need to start filling them.